Hey, with us now, McCain campaign manager Rick Davis. Rick, thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So yesterday, you and David Axelrod got into a little tiff. He seemed to be suggesting that you sold access. He suggested that you were selling access to John McCain. We're going to play it, and then I'll have you respond.
Oh, all right.
Now, I don't know if you really want to turn a campaign into, a CNBC news show on the stock market. I mean, it doesn't mean that we don't care and aren't trying to do something about it. It's just I'm not exactly sure what you'd say every day.
Come out of it. All right. You know what? That's unfortunately, Rick. No, we actually had a drinking game before the show started, and obviously some of the people pulling the tapes.
That too, if you want me to, Joe.
Yeah. No. Okay. So you and Axelrod yesterday had a discussion on Fox, and Axelrod suggested that you sold access to John McCain.
Sure,
Respond.
I remember the show.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, respond.
Well, I'm happy to. I mean, look, I haven't been in the lobbying profession since 2005, and I never sold access to John McCain. It's an absolutely ridiculous claim. What's interesting is it comes from a guy who has a secret public affairs company called ASK, has never divulged to any of his clients, had been taking money from the Chicago hospital that Michelle Obama works, and until the New York Times uncovered it, $20,000 a month, he didn't even report that he was doing it. So here's a guy who's got plenty of blood on his hands to be, casting stones at people who, in Washington, D.C., make an honest living. I know that this has been a central part of their whole campaign. They've created a culture of attacks on people who are involved in our campaign. Honestly, I don't think voters give a hoot about it. I think that it's been an enormous waste of their time and money, but I'm happy that they do it. And if they want to continue, it's a lot of fun.
ANDREA Mitchell.
Hey, Rick, can you clarify what the speech will be today? This is the speech that we're told, late last night I was told it was going to help turn around the campaign. That was the word of one of your colleagues, a top official in the McCain campaign, and get people to take a fresh look at John McCain's economic proposals. Tell us a little bit more about what you are trying to do and how do you respond to the criticism by some that there has been an on again, off again, let's try this, let's try that, some sense of confusion within the hierarchy?
Well, we haven't had a whole lot of confusion in the hierarchy. I mean, campaigns as an animal are constantly changing, and obviously the environment that we operate in as a campaign has changed dramatically. I mean, if you'd have told me a month ago that the stock market was going to have its worst month in its history and lose $5 trillion in assets of hardworking Americans, I would have said, oh, come on, things are bad, but they can't possibly be that bad. But they were, and they are. And so I think our effort to try and address those issues are what's at the core of what we're talking about. And look, I mean, obviously that economic pressure has taken its toll on the political process, at least as it relates to our campaign, and we're fighting back. I mean, we're going to make sure that every American knows what John McCain has as a plan to be president, to cut their taxes, to make their incomes grow, to try and get the economy back on track. I mean, clearly this country is headed in the wrong direction, and we want to put it on track to get it going in the right direction and in a new direction. And so I think from our perspective, it is just a simple process of declaring the obvious and working hard at it from now to the end of the election.
Rick, it's Mika Brzezinski here.
Hey, Mika.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. The McCain campaign is getting a lot of criticism from the editorial pages for the tone of the campaign, for dragging it down, for maybe even bringing race into the game here. I want to know what your response is to the allegations that, for example, Sarah Palin's comments that Barack Obama may have palled around with terrorists has anything to do with the hostilities that have been shown on television from the crowds. Do you think that they can be completely separated, or is there some responsibility to be taken there for using those words?
Well, first of all, the editorial pages have been beating up on John McCain for 18 months. I mean, that's nothing new. And so,
but they're raising questions about the tactics being despicable and being dirty and bringing race into it.
I'm happy to answer your question if you just let me answer your question.
Go for it.
Look, I think it's amazing to me that people are pointing a finger at John McCain and Governor Sarah Palin on this when their own campaign supporters, congressmen this weekend, attacked John and Sarah McCain for resembling and participating in the kind of heated rhetoric that was reminiscent of George Wallace in the 60s. I mean, I find that just outrageous and over the top. I mean, this is the same kind of campaign that waged these kinds of attacks against the Clintons when they were involved in their primary, and they've done it from time to time throughout the course of our general election.
It's a fair
argument.
It
shouldn't be any surprise to us, you know, whether it's Congressman Lewis or the Barack Obama campaign directly, that they would make these kinds of charges. I don't think there's anything that Governor Palin or John McCain has done on the stump that deserves this kind of recrimination and rhetoric on the part of the Obama campaign.
Joe.
All right, Rick Davis, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick.
It's really fun.